So for today's video, I'm going to be personalizing some Santa hats. And this is just a last minute project I kind of just thrown together because I was at the store and Santa hats were on sale. So I bought a set of 4 for myself and a set of 4 for my sister. And yeah, so I was going to try and personalize them. This is my first time ever trying to do embroidery on something this fluffy. I've done towels before, but this is a whole nother level of fluff. So I'm just going to go through my thought process and I'll show you the difference between these three. So this is the first one I did, and this one's mine, just in case I messed up on it. And as you can tell, it looks okay. To me, it was okay, but the words are a little covered with the fluff. Like you can still read it. It's not bad, right? But it could be better. So this is mine. This is the one I made my sister. I'll do that one last. And this is for my nephew. And this one, same, I did this exact same thing. So I used cutaway stabilizer to keep it, since it's not touching anything, I don't know. I just use cutaway. And I used a water soluble topper like this to kind of control the fuzz while it's embroidering. And that works super well. But once you take off the topper, it does kind of end up like this. But this one, I kind of trimmed down the fuzz. So if you notice, like right there, I kind of just trimmed it so it's not covering the letters so much. And I think that looks fine. Honestly, like no one's going to really like analyze the fuzziness of it. So I'm just kind of cleaning it some more because I feel like it could use a little bit more trim. You just don't want to go too crazy. But yeah, I think that works fine, to be honest. I just use a lint roller. Could use like a little vacuum cleaner or something. Okay, so that works. You can actually use Embroider Express, the free one, because it's just whatever font you want to use and typing it out. Nothing special. So it looks okay, I think. So I'm going to definitely do that for this one. But I don't know, I got on this thing where I really, in case I ever made this again, or I don't know, but I really wanted to get the knockdown stitch. And I was looking on YouTube, like, what are the options? Like, and Embroider actually does the knockdown stitch, and they do it super easily where it's just like one click of the button and it does it nicely around all the letters. An alternative is to go on Etsy or something and just search for knockdown stitch for machine embroidery. And you can buy, like, if you see the white stitching, that's the knockdown stitch. You can buy them and it's just like a rectangle, a circle, whatever, and you can resize it and put it behind your lettering. And that would work too. It would just be like a rectangle if I used it on this font or for this word. And that's totally fine. But as I kind of did more research into the Embrilliance enthusiasts, where they do this knockdown stitch and it goes right around the letters, like automatically, you don't have to do anything. I thought, I should just get it. Plus, it was an extra 10% off with the holiday code, holiday24. So I decided to just get it. It does have some other functions besides the knockdown stitch that makes it, if I'm going to be doing embroidery for a long time, I think I'll probably end up getting it anyway. So I might as well just get it now, use it, and not get all the other little pieces and, have to not be quite as happy because I use the rectangle instead of the custom one around the lettering. Kind of similar to patch artists, there are workarounds, but having that one click and it's done, it's kind of worth it to me. And I do a lot of, or I plan to do a lot of towels. I have done a lot of towels and I wish I used the knockdown stitch for that too. I'll go get a towel to show you what I mean. Okay, so I just kind of was fooling around and I put my son's name on this towel. If you notice, the words are all, it's fine, but it's all kind of like crumply. I don't know how to explain it, but it's all like wavy and kind of like, it doesn't look as nice as if it when I first made it and it was nice and flat like this and you could really see the letters. So if I did do a knockdown stitch in the same kind of color of gray, I think it would have looked a lot nicer, and it would keep it like flat and stable, as if it had like a stabilizer, because it does kind of keep the stitches like flat. Hope that makes sense. Whereas this one, like normally it's kind of like this. Yeah, so I'll show you how I do it. I'll take you to the computer right now and just show you really quickly how I did this graphic. It's very, very simple. And then we'll come back and stitch it out. So this is the Embroidering software, and I'm using Enthusiast. So I'm just going to open the text. I'm using a font called PA Yippee, and it's from the Patch Artist software, but you can use whatever font you want. I'm just going to type in Daddy in uppercase letters. And I already know that I want this to be 1¼ inch in height. And I'm just going to center it just in case. And then I'm going to utility and just add the knockdown stitch. And I'm going to keep it as the default, and we can change the lettering or the thread color to red. And we can go ahead and save, and that's it. I'm going to go ahead and put it on my thumb drive. Okay, so now we're going to hoop the hat up. I just have some cutaway stabilizer. This is, I guess, a medium weight. It's pretty thick. And it came in this huge roll from Amazon. I think this is the HBI or New Brotherhood. I'll link it down below. It might be the New Brotherhood, but I bought the big roll and I'm glad I did. So I'm using the 4x7 magnetic hoop for my Brother SC2000. Kind of do it like this so that it holds down the stabilizer while I'm kind of working with the materials. So you just find the front of the hat. So this one, the seam is in the back. So I'm just going to fold it in half with the seam here, and this is the front. And I just got a piece of washi tape and I've marked it with an arrow. The hat is kind of like this, the seam is not the bottom of the hat because it's not the actual bottom. Like, you know how if you're folding it up, this part, this is the actual bottom, not this, because some of the fuzzy part is on the inside. Hope that makes sense. But I do want to know what the actual bottom is when I'm putting it on the machine, because I want to get the letters right in the middle, right here, like equidistant from the top and the bottom. So this is the bottom, and on the hat, on this particular one, it has these little tags. You can either leave them on or off, totally up to you, whatever works. I do have like one of those tiger guns with the small tabs. This is for like hemming your pants like temporarily or tacking things. Very handy. I bought this on Temu and it was super cheap, and I don't use it a lot, but when you do need to use it, it's kind of fun. So I have this handy. So if you, on some of them, the tag, the clear tag was right here. So I took that one off and then I just tagged it back on like this. Like this one I had to take off, so it could flip out and you don't want that. So I just flip it how it needs to be, and we're just going to tag the sides. You have to make sure the needle goes all the way through, and then you push the gun and then it comes out. So now it won't fall over. Okay, and then for the hat, it's super easy because you're going to be stitching right here. I also like to put the arrow because it helps you visualize when the hat is all turned inside out, which way is up and down. The middle, and I kind of just align it with the middle of the hoop, which for the magnetic hoop is a little off center because I don't know why. They just made it that way. So this is the center because it has that little arrow, whereas the other ones don't have the arrow. Anyways. And then this one I'm going to try not to use the water soluble topper because I don't know, I read that you don't need to use it if you use the knockdown stitch, which is actually really handy too because it's one less thing to try to get on there when it's like a weird shaped item. So in this case, I think I am going to unpop the stitches or the little tag things. So the main thing is it's just straight across this way. So move it down a little. And I kind of want to poop it more towards the end, only because the hat is hard to manipulate this way. You'll have an easier time than if you put the hat over here. Okay, so that looks good. We have this area to work with. I'll just get a couple clips. You can use pins too, and then just try to clip this excess away so that it doesn't get stuck in the embroidery, which would be really bad. I also turn the clips to the side because if you have it sticking up, I don't know, my machine hits it when it's embroidering. So kind of just clip it, make it flat. Okay. Okay, so this is the Brother SE2000, and I love this machine because it's a combo machine. It's a sewing machine and an embroidery machine, and it's just been really good. I love it. Just gonna get the hoop on. Okay. So now I'm gonna go to the screen, and I already have my design on my USB drive. So I'm going to that pocket icon, Santa hats, and I'm gonna do Daddy. Okay, so I already have it centered, but I'm gonna double check it. So I'm gonna go to the, I don't know what you call it, but the arrow thing, and I'm gonna check to see where the corners are and if it's getting in the way. Like I think I can pin it a little bit more. Oh shoot, my tape fell off. Okay, I had my tape, my washi tape. I guess I used it on like 4 different hats, so it's not as sticky. But okay, it was right here. I've done it a few times, so I kind of know where it's supposed to go. But okay, I think it can go a little bit more this way. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to move my design. Okay, and then just double check it. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to do the white color first. Right now I have red thread. So I'm just going to cut it at the top, pull the thread out from the bottom. Just because I heard that it's not good to like yank the thread from the top all the time. And you're just using up a little bit of thread. So I'd rather waste a little bit of thread than have to service the machine. So I have my white thread here, and on the back I have like that 3 spool holder. I love that because it pulls the thread up from the top. And I find I like if I have to walk away or go somewhere and it keeps going, I rarely have any problems with it like tangling and breaking the needle anymore ever since I started using that. When I had it over here, it would happen quite often. And it's so frustrating trying to change needles and stuff when, I don't know, unnecessarily. Okay, so my white thread is ready to go. I'm just going to go ahead and start embroidering. For the hats, I kind of have been like just waiting around and watching it because in case these things get in the way or I don't know. I just been like monitoring it more closely than usual. So let's see if it actually tacks down the fuzziness or if I do need to use the water soluble topper. Okay, so this is what it looks like without the topper. It's pretty good. Let's see how it works. It's definitely not as defined as when I did use the water soluble topper, but I'm kind of curious because maybe it'll look actually nicer because it's not so blocky behind the letters. So I'm just going to switch to the red thread. Okay, it just finished embroidering. So this is what it looks like right off the hoop. So what do you think? Do you think it's better, like, I don't know, more, I don't even know what the word is, more prominent or something, the knockdown stitches? Or this one kind of, you don't notice the knockdown stitch as much. So in a way, it kind of looks more like organic versus like intentional. I don't know. Well, you can decide. So this one was with the water soluble topper on top. So I put it on, you know, when I hooped it like that. And this one was not. Let me just go ahead and clean this up and I'll come back. All I'm going to do actually is just cut the little jump stitches. I really hate these little stitches in between, but I think it's kind of unavoidable. And I'm going to cut off the cutaway stabilizer. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I'm just going to tack it down. And then maybe I'll just, this is like a combo. So maybe I'm just gonna like trim it up a little bit in between, so it's less fuzzy. And then if you have like a little desktop vacuum, it kind of helps, or a regular vacuum. Just get the big fuzzes off and then use the lint roller because I was using only the lint roller and there was like tuffets of fur, and then when I would roll, the fur would come off also. This one is also good for just your, obviously your desktop, since that's what it's made for. Just clean up all the lint. But yeah, I don't know. I think I kind of like this way. What do you think? Super clean font or slightly fuzzy font or even more fuzzy font? I feel like this one too, the stitching, the satin stitch, like some of the fuzz is poking through, whereas this one it's super clean. This one is very clean also, just because it had that topper. So yeah, totally different looks. Totally up to you what kind of stabilizers you want to use. But hope you make some Santa hats for your friends or family this season. They're so cute. And I actually got these like on sale, like $2.99. So it was such a bargain. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.